Hey guys, it's your friend John here. Today I'm making a weapon rack for all my weapons I've made and bought over the years. As you can see in the pictures, I have quite a few. Most of them I made, but I have bought a few in the past. And I kind of need a spot to put them. I'm running out of space and I just can't have them all on the floor. It looks kind of bad. So I'm going to be making a standard weapon rack to hang on my wall. I looked online, I looked on eBay, and they're kind of expensive, between $100 to $200, and that's for a cheap one. And well, I'm going to try making one. This is a first for me. There's going to be a lot of improvising, but I'm going to do my best to make one, and I think I can make it. So there's going to be a few things you need. First, you're going to need some wood. Skinny wood, not something thick, and you're basically going to use this wood as a frame to make the weapon rack. The second thing you need is a bunch of these coat hooks. Make sure if you get a coat hook, you get a bigger one. As you can see, the spaces between here and here is pretty big. It's big enough to hold a weapon, I checked. So do not get a smaller one, get a bigger one, and buy a bunch of them, or the proper amount that you're going to need. I bought 14 plus an extra one just in case one breaks. So you're going to need these. Then you're going to need some form of eye bolt just to hook it on, and some form of chain or cable so you can put it all together and hang it on your wall. So because it's the first time that I'm making such an interesting piece, and this is going to be very complicated in some ways, I had to make a cardboard cutout guideline to help me figure out how it's going to be put together and what it's going to look like. So if you're going to make something that's really complex, I would start with a cardboard cutout of what it would look like and base it off that. Not only did I make a cardboard cutout of what the rack is going to look like, with the leftover cardboard, I also made a cardboard cutout of a cat. This is what a cat looks like in case you didn't notice. I don't even know why I even made this thing. I don't even like cats. Well, except for... yeah, I'm moving on. So this part is going to be a little bit on the complicated side. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to first draw one mark right there, a little black dot. And then you draw a line where you're going to cut it. And then you're going to do the same thing here, 2 dots. And then a mark where you're going to cut it. And then right here, 3 dots. And a mark right where you're going to cut it. And what that mark means is basically, this is the 2 dot one. That's where that's going to be. You have the 1 dot one there, and you have the 3 dot one there. So 3 dots, 1 dot, and 2 dots. And you can see 1 dot there, 2 dots there, and 3 dots there, symbolizing where it's going to be put together. And that's something you should do to help keep you on track. So before you cut it, make sure you have it nice and secure to the table with a vise or a clamp, something to stop it from moving. Now we're going to cut it. So once you're done cutting it, you have to line it all up, and you can see it closely matches the guideline that I made out of cardboard earlier, and that's why I recommend, if you're going to make a weapon rack or any type of rack, you make a cardboard cutout of it first, then you use that to guide you from making the real and final product. And you can see all the markings I put to help me figure out what goes where, similar to what I did here. So what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to sand these little end pieces just so it's nice and flat and even. They are a little crooked, so I'm going to sand it and make it nice and level so it matches up nicely. So once you're done sanding down the parts, making them nice and level, just pour some glue on and just smear the glue around and start assembling it. As you can see, I marked the 2 spots where the wood would go along with the center, making sure it's nice and even and making sure nothing's off center. Once it's all assembled, let the glue dry. So once the glue is all drying, I put some marks here and here all the way around. I'm going to drill holes in it, and I'm going to put screws all around where the glue is so the thing doesn't fall apart once it's all done. After you're done drilling your hole, pour some glue in it. That glue will help lock the screw in so it doesn't come out. Once the glue is all set in, Just screw it in. You can see after I put the screws in, I basically put a little bit of filler in to hide the screws. They're basically tucked in, and I sanded it down. So now you don't see the screws or anything. They're really well hidden, so when I paint it, you won't really see them. Now I'm going to drill 2 holes, one here and one here, so I can put these eyebolts in so I can hang it from my wall. Once you have your hole done, add some glue in it. And then just screw in your eye bolt. And just let the glue sit and dry so it's anchored in more. So as you can see on this side, I have all the hooks screwed in on the wood. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. As you can see, I made little markers where I'm going to put these little hooks just like that. Now I'm going to finish putting the rest of the hooks in, and these are my last 2. You also probably noticed that there's some dark marks here and some dark marks here. What that is it's wood filler to help seal in those seams so it looks like it's one piece. I put some wood filler in, then I painted it black, then I sanded it down to see if I missed any spots, put a little more filler in it, and made it look nice and level and even so it's like it's not really there. So now I'm going to continue putting the last 2 in. Now that I got all the hooks in, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take all the hooks back out, and then I'm going to paint this thing so it looks nice and clean, and then I'm going to put the hooks back on. All done. My hands hurt. All that's left to do now is add these key rings to this chain so it won't go anywhere. I got this side done. Here we go. I got 2 key rings holding this side, and I got 2 key rings holding this side so it won't fall, and it's on there pretty good. Now all that's left to do is to hang this thing up in my room and put some weapons on it. So as you can see here, it is all done. I got it hanging in my room. As you can see in the pictures, it fits in very nicely, and this thing is made very strong. It's not going to break. This is probably one of the strongest things I've ever made. Technically, you can use this weapon rack as an actual weapon because it's built so strong, and I'm not afraid this thing's ever going to break. However, every time I look over my shoulder, it is a little intimidating seeing a bunch of knives that could technically fall and pierce my body. But I know it's not going to fall. It's in there really well, and well, I hope it doesn't fall. Out of all the things I'd ever made, this weapon rack right here has to be the most complicated and time-consuming thing I'd ever made on YouTube. So I hope you really do enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. So I'm going to wrap things up by saying I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me make something completely different. Definitely different from making a traditional weapon. So please make sure you like the video. You share the video with your friends on Facebook or Reddit or other social media to help me get more viewers and possibly more subscribers. And if you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching. This was very crazy for me to make a thing like this, but who knows, maybe in the future I'll make another weapon rack. I have plenty of weapons.